My name is Carlos Walker, and this is Art and Hustle Black Authors Matter. And today I am here with Miss Kiki. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing perfect. Look, we woke up this morning.
Absolutely.
So, if you will, before we start this, share who you are and what you do.
My name is author Kiki Chanel. I am also a certified mindset and personal growth coach. I am the host of Kicking It with Kiki podcast and owner of 19 Lifestyle Magazine. I help people unpack their mental baggage by changing their mindset through positive personal growth.
Hmm, powerful.
Mhm.
Powerful for one reason. If most people understood that everything that they went through was to get them here, their whole mindset changed.
Absolutely. And that's where I come in. I help them right now. We don't go back to childhood trauma and all of that because that's therapy, and I'm not a therapist, not trying to be. I help them figure out why they're stuck in the mindset that they are right now. And then we work through all of that mental baggage because we hold on to it subconsciously, right? And we go through a different program. I customize the program. Sometimes I take them through the push method, which is what my name of my business is called Push, Proclaiming Unbreakable Self Healing, is what
Mm,
the push stands for. And so, yeah, we have a good time. We pray, we fuss, we cry, we laugh. You might not like me because I give a lot of homework and I
Cause
hold
you're
you
gonna
accountable.
push.
That's it. Everybody needs a little push sometimes, right?
I do not need you to stay where you at. I need to
Exactly.
push you so and like you said, you're gonna cry, you're gonna get mad, you might not like me, but at the end of the day, you'll come to love me.
And you're gonna come out a better you.
Mm. So let's get to well while we're here. We're here to discuss you as an author, but a few of your books because you have written many, so I know we ain't gonna be able to talk about all of them. But if you will, share about just say three
Okay.
of the closest books that's dear to your heart out of your many babies.
Okay, so my first baby, which is called Deadly in Stilettos, was published in 2012. It is a psychological thriller. It channels this young woman who has been hurt in life by the people that she loved most. So she is fed up and she has an addiction to stilettos. So every time that she looks at this list that she's compiled of the names of the people who hurt her, she buys a certain pair just for them and goes to pay them a visit. It's not a very pleasant visit, but is a visit nonetheless. By the end of the story, you understand her a little bit better why she does the things that she do, and it all stems with mindset. She
Mm,
goes in with this type of mindset, but she comes out with a different type of mindset that is freeing to her. So that is
mm,
my baby, one of my babies. And let's see. Another one is called Suffer No More. It is based on the life of my younger sister, all the things that she's gone through in her young life. She is one of the strongest people that I know. And when she asked me to write her story, I wasn't prepared for some of the things that I learned that she had gone through that I didn't know. And so it humbled me that she would trust me enough to share her story. And it also made me look at her even in a different spectrum because it's like that's my little sister. I'm supposed to protect her, right? As we grow in life, we go through different paths and things like that. So it just like, dang, I can't believe that you were going through this and I did not know about it. So it just gave me a different perspective that even though you feel like somebody has it all together, it's okay to check in with them, even if they that strong person, because you just never know what people go through. And vice versa. You need strong people too.
mm.
And I write like mindset books too. I have one that's called What the L, and it
Mm.
is all about different L words that we use every day, but I take them and give them new meaning and perspective so that the power of the words breathe life into you.
That's that goes to one of my favorite scriptures. It says, "Life and death." is in the, or it really said death and life is in the power of the tongue. And
Absolutely.
I come to learn a lot about words,
Mm.
how you use them.
Mhm.
One of my favorite movies is Eddie Murphy played, I think it's called A Thousand Words,
Mhm.
but it was this tree, and every time he spoke, a leaf fell off of it.
Mhm. I've seen that.
What powerful movie, because if we only had 1,000 words and we knew
Mhm.
that after that, that's you either couldn't talk or something would happen, you would use every word in
With
point
intention. Mhm.
with intention. And what I work to do in my life is from that movie, I learned to be intentional with how
Mhm.
I speak to people
Mhm.
because it's go ahead. Look like you was ready to say something.
It you hit something because I get that I'm intimidating. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, you just intimidating by the way that you carry yourself." No, you perceive me that way. I speak life into people. I'm a genuine person. When I say, "How are you?" I truly mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just say that because it's surface level and it's expected. So a lot of people don't know how to take me when I let them, let my guard down and I'm still the same person speaking life into you. I didn't always speak life into myself. I didn't
Mm.
love myself at one time. So I allowed other people to love on me that shouldn't have. I was broken. And when I dug my way out of that darkness, I just saw life different. The things that used to bother me they don't bother me anymore. The places that I used to go, I don't have a desire to go there anymore. Some of the people that I've hung with, I don't have ever hang out with you again. Nothing to do with you. We just don't see life the same anymore. My mindset has shifted. The words that used to mean one thing take on a different meaning for me now. So I love that you talk about the power of words and that movie. I encourage anybody to go watch it because it is a powerful movie.
Hmm. And you said something just now about when you changed your mindset. What ended up happening was this. I learned this about the spaceships that go in the air, the
Hmm.
rockets. As they go up, things fall off. The
Hmm.
propellers be the first thing to fall off, and what people are sometimes called to be is propellers.
Hmm.
They get you somewhere. Then the next part is the body of it falls off, and you find nothing but the little space, I mean, the little part just floating because it's not that everybody's not meant to go with you to the next level in life,
Hmm.
and it doesn't mean that you don't love them. They fall off. God want them to fall off because guess what? When you get up here, it's technically you and God,
Mm.
and what God does is make people fall off so then you will depend on him, not them, because if they roll with you the whole way, you may point to them and be like, this person did this person did that, but God is saying, no, I done it through these people, and I needed them to be there so that you can get here.
Absolutely. And sometimes you got to release the weight.
Mm. Otherwise you don't get there.
Exactly. It's weighing you down. Sometimes, in order to fly, you got to let go of some stuff.
Mm. Your first book, who is it about?
The name, the character's name is Demenis Bradshaw, Demi for short, and it's just like my imagination is so vivid. Like I was the kid that was under the bed with a book in my household.
Mm.
So, so that's her name. She's a young teenage girl who goes off to college, and she is just reminiscing about the things that happened. And the first person she goes to pay a visit on, because she's sitting on the plane telling her story, right?
Mm.
She goes to see her father, who blamed her for her mom's passing, who passed during childbirth. And
he
yeah,
he need a
I'm not gonna
little
tell
bit.
too much of the story.
No,
So
no,
yeah,
no,
I'm gonna
yeah,
read
yeah.
it.
Please,
But yeah,
y'all
her
go
name
get
is
this book.
Demenis Bradshaw, and I always write about characters who are very smart.
Mm.
They are all about education. They're all about culture. They're all about community. Sometimes the story unfolds with multiple twists because I don't like you to see what's coming. I like to leave cliffhangers, and I'm just going to tell you, I really don't have happy endings when it comes to a Kiki Chanel book because that's not like not all stories end happily. We all go through adversity. We're
Mm-hmm.
not going to have sunshine and rainbows every day, so why make people feel like it is? Yeah, we read to escape, and I appreciate the people who I've had the pleasure of reading books that took me out of the situation that I was in. But for me, I write about things that are relatable. I want people to see that if this character can go through all of this and come out a better person, I can do the same thing.
That is what mindset coaching or just life is about. If you think about anything that is in nature,
Hmm.
whether it's a piece of coal, it's pressurized
Hmm.
in order for diamonds to come out of it. If you think about seeds, a seed, the hardest part of its life, if you ask me, would be put in the ground.
It got to be buried to grow.
And that is also where the foundation is built.
Hmm.
Most people don't realize that their foundation is built in their ground or in that
Hmm.
hard time. And what happens if the seed is never put in the ground and the foundation start on top, anything, one is not going to grow. Two, the wind can blow and it'll fall down. But if you realize that everything that you have been through, according to Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the plans I have towards you, declares the Lord, not to harm you,
Hmm.
but to prosper you and give you an expected end." You need your foundation.
Absolutely. And he never said the weapon wouldn't form.
Just that it
He
wouldn't
said it
prosper.
wouldn't. Exactly. So
So
adversity will come. Like we will experience trials and tribulations. How we handle them is up to us. Yep,
how you
that mindset. It's
perceive
all
them.
about the mindset. And you have to know whose you are in order to have that mindset of a survival mentality. Not just a survival mentality, because God wants more from us than
Thrive.
that.
Yes, you're
We have
calling
to
it
have a
thrive.
mindset of abundance
You're
or
calling it thrive.
prosperity. Yes.
But
Yep.
that's the reason why that verse means so much because it lets you know it's gonna feel like home.
Hmm.
He tells you in the verse, it's not to harm you,
Hmm.
but to give you prosperity and expected end. To your point, abundance.
Hmm.
But abundance is gonna come after you go through something.
You got to go through something.
And uh you just said some, especially about your books. All your books aren't happy endings because you want them to understand that my characters go through something.
Hmm.
They end up somewhere else because they went through something. Your second book, I mean the second one that you actually spoke about.
Hmm.
What was your mindset when you wrote it?
You know what? I had to take myself to a different place as an author because I wrote it about my sister. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't write it from a place of being a sister because I probably would have embellished or changed some stuff, and she didn't want me to do that. So I had to make sure that I dug deeper. I gave a lot of myself as an author, taking my writing style to a different level because I wanted, first of all, I wanted her to be proud of the story that I written about her, and I want the readers to feel the emotion behind some of the pain that is expressed in that story. I'm one of those authors that I like to paint the picture. I don't really tell the story. I like to show it. So if you've ever written one of my books, um, you already know how it goes. Yeah, so I had to make sure that I stayed in the author space and not the big sister space.
Mm. Your magazine,
Mhm.
19. Where did the idea come from? Where did the thought process? What made you want to highlight and put other people out?
Because I know how it feels to need my voice to be heard or my story to be shared, and nobody cared.
Mm.
So I'm all about helping other people find their voice within their stories. It came about because 19 is my favorite number. I gave birth to my first child at 19. She was
Mm,
born at 11:19 p.m. My second child was born on December the 19th at 3:19 a.m. I also had a bonus daughter who passed away at 19 in 2020.
mm,
So the number 19 has always been a part of my life. And when God gave me that resolution, because I was gonna call it Kicking It with Kiki, just bring it full circle from the podcast, right? It just made sense to call it that. But when the number 19 just dropped in my spirit, I changed the name. 19 also means prosperity, success, good fortune, life changing, evolution. So the stories, the people, the content from the writers, everything about 19 Lifestyle Magazine is geared to help people change the way that they think and
mm.
and, and create a better lifestyle. The stories that we feature, I hope that they inspire others to understand and know that life is not going to be beautiful, but we have to see the beauty in it regardless.
You spoke about your bonus daughter
Hmm.
passing at 19. I don't tell people condolences or sorry. Share with me something great about this individual who will always inspire you.
You know what? She had a bright light. Everybody's life that she encountered, she affected them in a positive way. They always knew Ryan as the funny girl. She's always laughing, but she was shy. You had to get to know her to get the full goofy side of her. But she was always there to lend a helping hand to her peers. She loved her family, especially her mom. She and Leah had a great relationship. Uh, I hate that Lewis, her brother, didn't get a chance to experience her in a much more profound way before her passing, but she loved her little brother. Sometimes I look at photos of them and she'll be holding him and he'd be looking at her and stuff like that. So they did have a bond, but she was one of those people that God knew he needed more than this world.
Mm, she had done
And
her
I thank
job.
God for the time that we had with her. And I hate to say that people, it's like a cliche. Most people, they say that they ready. She was actually ready. She talked
Mm,
about it with her mom 2 weeks before she passed, that if she was to go, she's okay. She was like, I'm okay. I've had a good life. At
mm.
19, who has that conversation? Ryan
Somebody
did.
who already know.
Hmm. But yeah, she was our little light.
Have you ever thought about writing a book about her?
I mentioned her in my memoir. I do have a memoir that's out. Briefly, I've mentioned her in my memoir. It is dedicated to her. She is featured in the very first issue of 19 Lifestyle Magazine. So I do have a tribute in there to her. That would be something that I would have to talk to my husband and her mom about because I don't want to, take that. Maybe they want to write it. I don't know if they. I don't want to take that choice from them. But
Understood.
she actually inspired the podcast because we had talked about it, and she was like, "You should do it. I think you would be great at it." And I kept putting it off, putting it off, and putting it off. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have an excuse. It's COVID. We don't have nothing to do. So why stop putting off what you can do today because tomorrow is not promised. So she is the inspiration behind starting Kicking It with Kiki. Hmm.
That is amazing. One, I want to thank you for all the books you wrote. I'm pretty sure that you are inspiring other people to write. Being authors as Black people to me is one of the biggest things, one of the greatest things that we can do because our our ancestors wasn't able to read or write.
Hmm.
And what I realized, fast forward to our time, is that there are more Black authors and readers that have ever been in America.
Hmm.
And it's because of this situation. But we actually took uh most of us actually took a love to this craft, but we were already griots and people who actually share stories. Now we are just doing it in a different form in this writing. And it wasn't that we couldn't probably write or read before we came to this country, the way we came to this country, but some people erased the way our thinking was, and where we're at now, we are back in this form of
Mm-hmm.
putting things down for other people to be able to express, inspire, aspire through our words or through the pictures we paint. So I thank you for what you're doing and what you will continue to do, because I can already tell that it's a love and it's a passion there.
Absolutely, and it's my pleasure. I mean, if I change the mindset of one reader, I've done my job. Hmm.
Before we go, I want to ask if you will give me a word of wisdom, something that may inspire somebody, whether it's um, no matter where they may find themselves at this moment. And then tell everybody where they can find your book. Y'all make sure y'all go get all her books, because she's God blessed her with this mindset to write. She's doing it. Y'all need it.
Absolutely. Well, I'll say this, and that was dropped in my spirit a couple of months ago, that not all forms of water reach the ocean, right? So take that as the people in your life, the places that you encounter, and the things that you go through. Not everything is there to trap you, and go with the flow.
Mhm.
Sometimes people show up and they may be a pond, they may be a lake, and they may be a spring, but the ones who matter most will get to that ocean. They will become your ocean. So lead with intention, live with grace and humility, and it's okay to be vulnerable. Just make sure that you're being vulnerable with the right people. Don't live in tomorrow when you're blessed to see today. And thank God for the life that you have, but you also want to be thankful for the mindset that you can shift to make your
Mhm.
life even better. That's what I'll say is words of wisdom. But I am on all social media except for Snapchat. I just can't get with it. So Facebook, Kiki Chanel, um, Instagram, the Kiki Chanel. I'm on TikTok and on Instagram as Kicking It with Kiki Media. I have a website, thekikichanel.com. You can also find and purchase the magazine at 19-magazine.com. But that is who I am. That's where I hang out. TikTok get a little more dancing and funny side than Instagram and Facebook. So make sure y'all go and follow me on TikTok so y'all can get to see the goofy side of Kiki.
And once again, I want to tell you thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of 19, especially knowing what it actually stands for and what it means to you now. I am more than honored to be a part of participating. Thank you, Joy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Joy of Joy for Connections. Thank you for the connection. It was a pleasure featuring you in the magazine. It looks amazing. I showed it to him, y'all, but y'all got to go get it. So,
Y'all
hey.
gotta go get it. Please go
But
get
I
that
want to
book.
thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being obedient, and thank you for allowing God to allow your gifts to make room for you. Continue to walk in light, continue to walk in love, and I see that God is taking you somewhere amazing. So, blessings.
I enjoy the journey. I promise you I do. Love, love you. Thank you. And my name is Carlos Walker. This is Black Authors Matter. This is Art and Hustle, Black Authors Matter. And this is Miss Kiki. Bless.